What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Pontiac Power Hour. As you can see, my co host, whichever side he would normally be on, is MIA. He is out saving people currently. Um, so it's just me today. Just going to kind of wing it, I suppose. So we're going to hit the chat. I think that's what Buff would normally do. We got Hunter from Sand Mountain Ballistics. We got Dakota's Timeout. Danny Boyd. Welcome, guys. All right. Hey, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. We was initially going to talk about the Swiss cheese Catalina, but I don't have anything loaded for it, so we'll save that for another show. To Babe Jenkins, hello. Hey, man, I did that one time. $38 POS Racing, welcome. Rob's Rods and Streetcars, welcome. All right, so how's everybody doing tonight? Jason's Garage, hello. So I've been busy slaving away on the old Punisher car. Got a sponsor from QA1, so working on the shock install. What's up, Brant BNR Racing? Welcome to the show, buddy. So the Punisher car is getting ready to go road racing. Well, autocross racing, I guess. Honestly, there's like a 99% chance I'm going to get lost in the cones and probably run over all of them and make the guy mad the first time out. So, whatever. But so yeah, I been working on that. Had to fix my posi unit. I thought that it was I used the wrong fluid in it, but it was my first time putting a 9-inch together, and it's got a steel that's half steel, half clutch, and I don't know, somehow or another, I put the steel side to the carrier, and then I had the clutch disc. So yeah, it don't work good like that. But it was a pretty easy fix. I went ahead and rebuilt it, so this will be the first time the car's had a posi in it. The posi wasn't even working at no name, so it's probably a good thing. Which I don't know how I broke the transmission. It obviously hooked up. Oh, let's see here. All right. Sorry, got distracted. I don't have Buff here to keep me on track. So like I said, we was going to talk about the 63 Swiss cheese Catalina. That's always been kind of a cool car of mine. I don't have any of the stuff loaded for it, but we can talk about it. There's guys in the chat that knows a lot more about it than I do. BNR, even Hunter probably knows more about it than I do. I know there was like 14 of them made, maybe 13. JB. Yeah, Dan, Buff is focused. I am the ADHD kid in the candy store. I'm all over the place. So you guys are just going to have to hang with me. JB, I suppose Lars is sleeping under the truck again. I don't know. But yeah, so hello, Colleen. So the 63 Catalina, the Swiss cheese Catalina, it actually turned out to be a 12-second car. Uh, Significantly dropped the weight off of it. And let me see here. Nine to 15. I read 14, but like you said, it's always changing. So who knows? I know one just went across the Barrett Jackson and brought $500,000. So that's pretty cool because I'm actually enjoying seeing that the Pontiacs are finally actually starting to bring good money. For a long time, it was Mopars, and the Fords like the Mustangs and stuff like that. Now the Pontiacs are starting to bring big money, so that's what we like to see. But with the really worked over 421 and a 4-speed in the Swiss cheese Catalina, that big old car motored the 12-second quarter mile, won lots of races. It was borderline legal in the racing events, but and we know it was only 1 year, so that's what really sucks is you get 1 year of production of a car, and it kind of 14 of them made. That's right. Shoot, that's how I am with the second gen F bodies. I really want a 70 to 73 Firebird. I don't care if it's a 6-cylinder, just a shell, what, but man, they're bringing stupid money right now. Even the 74, 75, I mean, they're just, they're all over the place. So just for you guys just now joining, as you'll notice, there is no Buff currently. He is out saving the world. I'm sure everybody knows Buff's a paramedic. Um, he works a lot during the show, and we usually get lucky, but unfortunately tonight, Buff had to go save the day. Right, and to me, it's like they just left. Like I just just like the other day is like the last Pontiac rolled off the line, which we all know that they should have killed the Buick and kept the Pontiac, but for some reason they killed the Pontiac instead. Nathan's Mopar Garage, welcome, sir. So that's what I've been up to. What have you guys been up to? I seen Hunter was working on a 389, and JB's probably rebuilding his transmission. And I don't know if any of you guys watched my video the other night. I was wondering if anybody caught the spider in the video. Because I edited the video and I did not see the spider until Buff messaged me and asked me about it. So, evidently I don't pay much attention when I'm editing. Yeah, I saw that you got some high dollar valves. That was pretty cool. All right, Colleen, you do have a point. I would actually, I don't know about you guys, but I would probably rather see Pontiac dead than everything go to front wheel drive and four cylinder. Like, can you imagine a four cylinder front wheel drive Firebird? Ooh, that'd be a bad deal. I don't think I could handle that. All right, so two of you guys did see the spider. I did not. Jason's garage. You pulled the trigger and are currently switching the 5.3 to a carb setup. What was it before? I don't remember. Yeah, I'm about done seeing electric vehicles. Like, I was watching TV the other day and every other commercial was for an electric vehicle and just drives me nuts. For one thing, all these people who push these electric vehicles have, well, I think they know, but they don't you know, want to admit how bad the electric vehicles are for the environment. But I don't want to go down that road. I'll get on a tangent. Everybody think I'm nuts. Factory fuel injection. Um, I actually like the factory fuel injection on the LS, other than it costs a lot of money to tune it because you got to pay for HP tuners. Um, I do know some of the fastest LS cars out there are carbureted. And I mean, if you want to, you could even get a distributor for it too. Yeah, yeah, they most definitely are. And to me, hybrid cars are too because the Prius gets 50 some miles a gallon. I have a little three-cylinder Mitsubishi that gets 54 miles a gallon, and it is not hybrid. Just saying. And I don't give a crap about gas mileage anyway. Oh man, so it's been pretty hot here in Missouri. Makes it kind of hard to want to go out and work on the car. Uh, just drowning in your own sweat while you're working on it. But I did manage to get my third member pushed back up in there. Unfortunately, I don't have my car jacked up high enough, and it kind of really sucked because I don't know how many of you guys have dealt with a 9-inch Ford, but laying on your side and trying to put that third member up in there is not easy. Right, JB. Fuel injection is amazing for like rock crawling and off road. Like carbureted setups suck for off road. I used to be real big into rock crawling, had a samurai and stuff, but um, you definitely don't want to take a carbureted vehicle out there. Don, the one-eyed cat, welcome, sir. He does help me when he's here. He actually has graduated high school early and is now in the working field. So I don't see him. I see him every other weekend. Usually we're working on the Fiero, trying to get it done. But yeah, that's what happens when your kids grow up. Right, Colleen. That's a big deal. When they tell you not to park your Tesla in the garage because it might burn your house down, and I've even read some instances where the insurance company will not pay for a house fire if your Tesla was parked in your garage and it started the fire. That's a problem for me. And one of the first rules in the rule book of this autocross racing I'm getting ready to get into is they don't allow electric cars in there because of the fire hazard. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about better. Uh, Personally, I'm a big fan of fuel injection. My Holly Terminator that I run is pretty good. It does sometimes have a pain in the butt with like when you let out of it real fast, it kind of goes lean for a second. That it'll either want to die or something. But I mean, I've had that issue with carburetors too. So, Mr. Fishy, welcome. So I don't know. I'm getting ready to start working on my dad's C10. I'm actually putting the motor together for it. A Fiero guy's supposed to help me put the motor together this weekend. I got some uh, nerve damage, and my grip and stuff isn't all that great, so I drop stuff all the time. So assembling a motor probably not the best thing I can do, and it'll be a good experience for him to learn how to put a motor together. Nothing really shows you how an engine works as to put one together by yourself. Let's see here. Um, Sorry guys, this is not going well for me. Uh, let's see. Yeah, I do have carpal tunnel, but what I have is I have degenerative discs in my neck and back. So the and I have arthritis in my spine. So when everything swells up, it cuts the nerve off, and I have uh, uncontrollable muscle movement, and I drop stuff a lot. I don't have the grip I used to have, so yeah, it kind of sucks. Life's throwing me a curveball, but I'm figuring it out. I mean, unfortunately, I just went. I had 3 MRIs done, and a bunch of tests. So yeah, I cut into the race car phone a little bit. All right. I was trying to figure out how to put the link up. I was going to let somebody jump in here with me, but I don't know how to do it. Hold on. Welcome, mongrels. So if anybody feels like jumping in here on the Pontiac Power Hour with me, I just shared the link. Otherwise, I'm just going to sit here and ramble. I actually ended up using one of those scissor jacks, the one that I welded the half-inch socket to, so I could put it under the front of it and put it up in there. Because man, that is such a pain. I've seen guys actually make tools for putting in the 9-inch differential. That's intersection's heavy. I can't afford one of those beautiful billet aluminum pieces, so just got to wing it with the original one. I'm not sure what a 31 spline 9-inch factory posi unit will hold. I guess I'm fixing to find out. I do have the car turned down right now, so it's only on 7-pound wastegate spring. So going autocross, I was afraid that turbo wouldn't be good on our autocross, but a couple weekends ago we went to autocross. I posted some videos of it, and there was a couple turbo cars out there. They actually did really well. Yeah, that's a bad deal, man. Especially it gets cold up there in Canada. That crap starts hurting, doesn't it? Yeah, it's probably making 550 right now on gate spring, I guess. Turned down. It doesn't feel fast to me, but I mean, oh, hold on. We got a visitor.
Howdy, Ray. How's it going?
Howdy, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. So it's warm here too, so I'm not outside working either. Waiting for it to cool off.
You guys kind of got a wildfire situation up there, don't you?
Yeah, it's came down a little bit here, but I think out east it's still pretty bad.
Yeah, we got warnings here in the old United States because of that wildfire. So,
Yeah, there's a lot of smoke headed that way, that's for sure.
Hammer Wrench Renovations, welcome. So, what have you been up to, good sir?
Oh, I've been working on the 2019 Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT8. I've been working on the 67 Parisienne. Been working on the 2013 Dodge Challenger and the 1980 Monte Carlo.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what, I'm a Pontiac guy, but I have a huge soft spot for. I had a Monte SS, but one of my first ones was a '79 Monte Carlo. It had the old 267 Chevy V8 in it.
Nice.
I couldn't get in any trouble with it because it didn't have enough power to do nothing.
Well, they were fun cars. They're comfortable. They're fun. They're cheap. They're easy to work on. I really was looking for a Grand Prix, but I can't find one. Like they're so hard to find. So I was like, well, I'll just pick up Monty for now and play with that, and I'll find a Grand Prix later.
I want to find a Grand Prix 2+2.
Yeah.
Or the Aero Coupe, whatever. That was a Monte Carlo, I think, but they're kind of pricey.
You got to call it Aero Coupe when Buff's around, please.
I already do enough stuff to irritate Buff, so.
Yeah. So you're putting the QA1 suspension on your car.
Yeah, I reached out to QA1 and applied for their sponsorship program, and so they took it. And I was going to put coilovers all the way around the car, but even at that 50% discount, it was still going to be like $2,000 just for the coilovers all the way around. So I was like, I already got Eibach lowering springs and stuff, so I went with the adjustable shocks. And I'll tell you, they're almost too nice to be underneath the car.
Yeah, I bet. Like, so how does that work? Like, anyone can reach out to them and try to go for a sponsorship, or?
They go off of your, like I have a big enough following on TikTok and Facebook and YouTube. If they feel you got enough of a following, yeah.
Oh, right on. Well, congratulations. That's awesome. I would like to get some of that for some of my toys around here and throw them on there. But I bet it's better than a football.
I don't know, man. That football worked.
Yeah, did it? It worked good.
That's an old school. That's an old school drag racing trick right there. Throw an old football in the leaf or in the coil spring, and get that car from doing the twist. So
Exactly. Yeah. No, hey, if it got you home, that's what counts.
so it turns out that the car didn't have a busted spring. It's got the frames like extremely twisted on it.
Oh, really?
Uh, yeah, I didn't stiffen it or nothing, and when I launched it, it did the old G body shuffle, and it now it sits about an inch and a half higher in the front on one side than the other.
Yeah. Oh, John, you got a big following, buddy. We're all loyal.
I still haven't caught you yet, John. Oh, we
Howdy.
got a third party.
Whoa, look at this. Live and in color.
Howdy, howdy.
How's it going, Hunter?
I'm all right. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm
So
doing all right.
congratulations on graduating high school.
Well, thank you, sir. Oh,
What's the plan for the future now?
I'm gonna go to this college. It's called GNTC, and I'm gonna get me a few more welding certificates, and I'd like to get me a fabrication job somewhere.
Right on. Right
Nice.
on. I manage a fab shop, so if you ever want to move up to Missouri,
Not really in the plan, but I'll keep that in mind.
there's a lot better paying states than Missouri, I can tell you.
Yeah.
Unless you're union. If you go union, then I mean, there's good money, but I have my problems with that. So
Right.
I don't like organizations.
Yeah, me neither. Most of them ain't too good. I mean, you see what most of them where they go.
Well, you know what? I'm kind of with you on that one, but I work in government and it's unionized, so
Right. Well, I mean, you guys are completely different up there. You guys play by a whole different set of rules in Canada than we
I
do.
don't know about a whole set of different rules, but you know, I've worked in union shops, I worked in non-union shops, and I'm one of these people that I'm kind of like you get by on what you do. Like you shouldn't have someone padding things for you. If you're a good worker, you deserve to keep working. If you're not, well, we know what
Off
happens.
with your head. Oh.
Well, off to another job, anyways, until you learn your lesson.
Yeah, I mean, you'll go through a lot of jobs, but I just kind of prefer just the shop I work for is fairly small. We have like 25 employees, so it's everybody knows each other. We all get along. Unfortunately, I'm only like one of two car guys in the shop, so that kind of sucks. But
Well, that's why you're on here, is you can hang out with all the other car guys.
I know, man.
So you did not have a posi in the Punisher at No Name Nationals when you blew up the transmission.
No, it couldn't have worked because in the 9-inch, the very first steel, it has steel on one side and the clutch material on the other. And I had the two clutches together for some reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And I'm sure I had a hard time putting that thing together. I dropped it like 4 times, and you're trying to get the two pieces together, and I try to start the bolts and it'd fall apart. So I'm surprised it even worked at all.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. Maybe the clutch materials together, that'd be quite a bit of friction there. Maybe it was engaged all the time.
It definitely was not working.
No.
So hopefully with a little bit of traction, because I rode my buddy's, he's got a Nova. It's basically the same setup I did. Yeah. And his car feels so much faster than mine because my car just spins.
Right, yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see. It should be a hell of a lot of fun. I'm pretty excited about doing this autocross thing. I've been wanting to try it for a long time, and then we went and watched it. I was like, yeah, screw it. I'm going to do it.
Well, I'd love to do it. But we don't have a lot of it up there. Like there's we lost Hunter.
Hunter left us.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't have a lot of it up here that I'm aware. But we do have a new road course that went in far from here, like a multi-million-dollar road course that I really want to get my car out there and give it a shot. But it's like $500 for the day. So
what do you think, Hunter? You want to take the old big car on the autocross course?
I wouldn't turn it down, but I better get some better rear springs on the back.
6%
So I put
recycled showed up. Rash cam.
So Hunter,
Welcome.
what are you working on?
I got my 63 Pontiac Star Chief, and then I got my 78 Mustang too. I need to start working on.
Now that would be an autocross car, I bet.
Yeah,
Yes.
get me some tubular control arms to put on it.
Nice. Well, that's the other thing I was working on. I guess I got those Fox bodies that I was doing some work on, and the '69 Mustang Mach 1. So
I'm really excited to get started on this Triumph. That's my wife's car, but that supercharged 3800 V6. That thing's going to be it'll probably be faster than the Puncher car.
yeah, that
That'll
would be
be
a nice
something.
little. I thought it was your wife's car. You weren't going to overpower it.
It is her car.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when we got married. She chose everything, and I just showed up. Well, that's going to be the car build. She picks the color, and I'm building the car.
Okay. Well, that's all right. That works.
No,
Happy.
I mean the 3800 has like 245 horsepower, so it's not going to be anything stupid. But that car only weighed 1,800 pounds in complete form.
Well, I watched you guys pick it up and lift it off the trailer. So
Yeah,
They're small little cars, man.
that'll be fun.
Mm.
Well, you know, Ramcam might be onto something there.
Sounds like a waste of a Pontiac motor to me, but
And Hunter, you might be onto something too.
I'm just going to say that
Mustang into a pretzel.
a 302 looks pretty big under the hood of one of those Mustang 2s. I can't imagine trying to shoehorn a freaking Pontiac in it.
if I wanted to, I could, but I don't want to.
Oh yeah, you could.
My 302 is fine with me, man.
Yeah, you can.
I actually like the 302. That's probably one of the best engines Ford ever built.
It's one of the better ones, that's for sure. Yeah.
In my opinion, the best engine they ever built was a 300 straight six. Those things don't die.
I was going to say the same thing. May not be the most powerful, but man, that thing just went and went and went.
And drank as much gas as a V8.
Well, yeah, it might end that, but Ford they were genius, honestly, because they put that 300 in their trucks, and then they engineered those trucks so that as the 300 lost power, the truck was rusting away from it. So it kept the power to weight ratio just perfect.
It's like it never happened.
Just maintained it all the time.
I can't say that that's just a Ford thing. Unfortunately, I'm a GM guy, but I've seen some of them break in half when they...
Yes, that's true. Yeah. I got my truck rusting in the front yard too.
I've seen those videos one of them was a Toyota, one of the 80s model Toyotas. They put it up on a lift, and when they lifted it up, it just split in the middle. And
yeah.
Hello, Wendy. Welcome. For all you newcomers, Buff is not here, so in Buff's place we got Mongrels and Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Mongrels
makes something for Buff.
Do what?
It makes something for Buff, I think.
Man, I'll tell you what, that guy, a lot of times I'll tell a little secret. Our show is put together on Thursday morning.
Yeah, I don't doubt
so
it.
as professional as it looks, like when we first started, it was like week in advance. We was like, but we're both so busy now that it's like, hey man, it's Thursday. What are we going to do on the show tonight? So.
Well, how's Buff doing on his hunt for a new shop? Have you talked to him about that?
He's still looking.
Yeah.
He's been working 36 straight. So right now he's, that's the thing with being like in the medical field.
I had GT37.
Hey, you know what though? At least if you work for Ford, you always have something to do.
Yeah.
Yes, Dean, you can draw.
You can go to the parts store and play Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo, too. It's like, which one is it? What revision?
Man, it's especially like water pumps. Like if you got a 302 Ford and you're like, you can't just go in there and be like, hey, I need a water pump.
Nope.
it could be one of 30.
Yeah, is it a reverse flow? Is it a short snout? Is it a long snout? Is it serpentine? Is it V-belt? Is it holy jumpins, man?
Like that's a GM, and I think pretty much all of GM, Pontiac included, they pretty much used the same water pump on all the platforms.
Well, they did have a short snout and a long snout water pump on
Yeah,
them.
they had a short snout and a long snout.
Man, there's
My
about like
biggest
16 different Pontiac water pumps.
is there? All the ones
Yes.
I guess I just got lucky on the ones I've had.
Yeah,
I
you
do.
got like the early ones were reverse flow, like 1959 and 60. Then 61, you got the 4 bolt, and then in like early about mid 1963, you went to the 8 bolt water pump from the 4 bolt. And then after that, you got the I think it's 16 bolt water pump. I mean, there's so many different ones, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but I work on the 350, the 400, and the 455 when I worked on the Pontiacs, so they're all pretty much the same.
I've actually never had a Pontiac engine older than like I think 74 or 75 was like the oldest 400 I've had. So that's my window there. I've had 400s, 450. I had a 350, a 400, and 455. Well, my car had the original 350 in it when I got it, but all I did was yank it out and sell it.
Yeah. Well, I changed the engine in my 78 6 times. Kept blowing it up.
Now, my Firebirds, I've probably had 10 or 11 like second gen Trans Ams, and I don't think 2 of them had the same engine in it.
No, it's
like I had
amazing.
an 80.
They even put a Chevy in those.
I had my 80 Trans Am had a small block Chevy with a 4-speed factory.
Yep.
And then I had a 79 that had a 403 olds in it, and I had a V6 Buick in one of my Firebirds. It was like I had 301 in one of the Pontiacs. I think I've only had one that came out with a 400 in it.
Yeah, well, I always like the 400 for some reason. It's my kind of default go-to Pontiac engine. I know a lot of people like 455s and stuff too, but I like them. It's just I don't know. There's just something about the 400, the torque, the power, the sound. It all works for me.
Well, and they made a lot more 400s than they did 455s. Though.
Yeah, they did.
So Hunter, what are you doing with the 389, man?
Oh, well, the one I was working on last week, say I put a turbo 400 in my car because the motor in it was too much for the 4-speed Hydromatic, and it's locked up, but it's a factory 325 horsepower 389 out of a 66 Executive Chief. So I'm trying to get it unstuck.
The 4-barrel motor, I suppose.
It is.
I didn't think it was 3.2.
I wish.
What are you using to get it unstuck?
Well, I got Marvel's Mystery Oil sitting in it right now, but I'm gonna probably have to take the rods loose and to hammer them out or something. But I'm gonna let it sit for a while before I do that.
Well, ATF and diesel always work pretty good for me.
Well, yeah, I got all the rust out of the cylinders because I just poured some. There wasn't much, but I just poured some Evapo rust in there, and it ate it clean. So I went ahead and pulled the heads and stuff. I think there's just a little bit of rust at the bottom of the piston skirts.
He is from the south. Fox Can Fix It Garage. Welcome.
But that thing sat it's been in the back of a truck with a camper top on it for 30 years. Or actually probably more than 30 years now. I mean, it's crazy. The guy just let it sit in there. But it's only got 18,000 original miles on it. The flap on the manifold's not even stuck.
Really? But the engine's rusted.
I know it sucks.
It's crazy. You go on Marketplace and they're like trying to sell this small block Chevy or anything. It's clearly been sitting outside. You're like, no.
It's a weathered block. It's hardened. It's strong now.
Yeah, well seasoned.
Well seasoned. That's what that means. Well seasoned. It's outside rusting.
Hey, I'm sure. Have you guys watched Dalton tear that 400 apart out of the Holy Go? Didn't you?
Yes, that was bad.
That was, and I looked at that engine in his garage. He's going to put it back together someday.
Well, the
I
transmission was pretty impressive too. Do you see the transmission get rebuilt for that car?
Yeah, that was
and
crazy.
I can't believe that. I've ridden in that car. I'm just going to tell you that it's a treat.
Well, surprisingly, the frame, this underneath it, is actually very, very solid.
Well, down in West Texas, where it came from, though, I mean, there
So
is like
dry, yeah.
no moisture. Well, it had a crack disc growing in it, so that's something.
It might just have a few bullet holes, but other than that, it's good.
So somebody asked him if he was going to restore it. He's like, "What?"
Dude, in them Pontiac groups all the time, people are like, okay, that's kind of cool. And then you got the one guys that are like, what is this? Restore that pile of garbage. And I'm thinking, what? Restore what?
Yeah.
There's nothing to
Well,
restore.
well, you know what? Like you said, the bones are good. He's got the original transmission back end. The frame's in good shape. Yeah, you'd have to rebody it. You might be able to keep the firewall or something, but that's probably got bullet holes in it too. But I mean, if you really wanted to, you could. But then I think it would lose the appeal. Then it's just another GTO.
Yeah,
Well, you could get about 1,000 pounds of lead melt in it, maybe.
that
Everybody
car
said,
though. He told me. I asked him one day. I was like, "Is that the one car you wouldn't sell?" He's like, "Yeah, that's the one car on his property that he wouldn't sell."
well, it's funny. I've heard before I seen it. I heard the term that car is worse in person than on video.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
dang.
And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. It looks pretty bad. And then you see it in person, you're like, oh, that is a true statement.
yeah. You saw it at No Name, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I was like, whoa, that is impressive.
Yeah.
He's not. Is he coming this year?
No,
I don't think so.
no. He's got other stuff he's gonna be doing.
Was he going to duct tape drags or something?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
he's
think
trying to
so.
talk me into doing duct tape drags. I'm like, dude, that's the week after No Name.
With that, and it's in Arizona.
I
Yeah.
know. I have a lot of friends right now who are doing sick week, and then they're gonna turn around and do power tour next week. I'm like, what? What are you guys doing for a living? Because for one, I can't take that much time off work, and two, I can't afford that.
Now, speaking of such things, we all are familiar with Irish Outlaw and his fuel pump debacles. Did you know he blew another one?
Oh my gosh. What is this, number 4?
Oh, yeah. Yes. He sent me an Instagram message. He's just holding the pump and shaking his head. He can blow right through it. It comes right out the bleed hole. It's like, oh, no way.
What the
But he's
heck is
starting
the
to put it on
deal,
the side of
man?
the road.
I asked him. I said, dude, why don't you just put an electric fuel pump on it and
Oh,
freaking leave
he's
it?
got one. He's got one as a backup. He's got, I think, a couple Carters and an electric one just in case he took them with him.
Dang,
I
dude.
guess he needs them. Like, no luck with those fuel pumps whatsoever.
What's up, Blake? Welcome. I'll just tell you. I'm sure you noticed that Buff is not Buff today. I have two guys to replace Buff.
We can never replace them.
No,
But we can try.
no, he is a one of a kind.
Now, I will ask you, Ray, are you doing the trivia tonight? Or
I actually don't have any trivia loaded.
okay.
I don't. I had
I was just
actually
putting a reminder out there in case you did.
no. I was going to, and I was like, man, I don't know.
I can't remember the button to press.
Hey, I got the intro right. I think. I don't know. I did.
Yeah, you did.
All right, good. Oh, that's right. Blake is he's doing sick week. Man, I want to do it next year. I just Just couldn't get it. I mean, my car's still apart right now. I'm freaking waiting on parts. I'm getting tired of waiting on parts. I don't know if you guys have problems getting parts, but it's getting pretty ridiculous.
Was everything
Well,
back ordered?
Yeah, I ended up I couldn't get the trans brake I wanted. I wanted a trans brake with second gear leave, and they're like 6 months behind. And I ended up just having to find one. It's an FTI unit, so it should be good. But man, it's getting and the shipping prices is
oh yeah.
ridiculous.
Well, you try
Oh,
getting
no.
shipped to Canada.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And it's not just getting the parts, it's getting good parts. That's the other problem. Is half the time you get the part and it's junk right from out of the box.
Well, that's very true, man. It's ridiculous.
Welcome, Tim.
Well, like I ordered probably about $500 of parts from OPGI for my car, and it said, "Oh, all of it's arriving soon." And then about 2 days later, they tell me that everything but one thing wasn't on back order, and I was like, "Well, what the heck?" Why couldn't y'all have told me that? And it's like, "Well, it should have said that at checkout, and it didn't."
Speak of the devil, and he shall appear.
LS Hunter. No. Go change your fuel pump, Irish.
Maybe he's saying you're an LS hunter, like you're hunting LS.
Ah, maybe.
I don't think that's how he meant it, but
Well, that's how I'm going to take it. I'm hunting them with a 4-bore.
Let's see. What's Colleen say? They're a sick week in 22.
Oh, Irish is in the mood. You triggered him if you're go change a fuel pump.
Oh man,
he's under the Javi.
Are you working on the rear end? Because I saw that you was having some problems with that.
Well,
man, I love that Javelin though. That is such a sweet car.
That is an awesome car. Let me tell you, that thing's great. Well,
it's a Pontiac Javelin.
I sure hope it's holding together in the back end, but like I said, change the engine to an LS, not the fuel pump.
That is gross right there.
You know what? I've had AMCs. I had a 304 AMC. Man, I'll tell you what, you want to talk about getting hard to find parts for.
I believe it.
AMCs are like a bastard child of a little bit of everything. So, like, you don't know, like, you could have a Chrysler transmission or you could have a Turbo 400 in it. It's just, that's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Oh, the oil pump house is leaking. On fuel number 6.
I would tell you should go with factory replacement, but I'm pretty sure you're not going to find one.
Well, what the heck's the deal with it? Like, what keeps breaking in the fuel pump? Like the little key in it for the diaphragm?
Well, so the diaphragm either goes on it, or the where the pinch weld is, or the pinch on it, you can turn the housing and it starts spraying out of there and leaking, and it just sprays oil out of there. Oh, there's Buff.
Well, hello, Buff. We miss you. The show is not the same.
No, it's not.
It's not. We have LS Hunter on here now.
Yep, hunting them down. I don't know which carburetor they're going to get sucked through, but it's going to get sucked through one of them.
I don't know who makes Precision, but I know Carter is a Japanese or Chinese company now.
Precision's Chinese.
Yeah. So the Carter failed too? Yeah.
Carter's not what it used to be. Carter used to be a really good name, but now it's just a name on a box. Their crap comes from China, and then they put it in the Carter box. And I learned that when I worked at O'Reilly.
Well, and the other problem we have is there's even some of the brand name stuff, like it's knockoff, and you don't realize it's knockoff. Like you can go buy something off of Amazon and think you're getting that good pump or whatever, but it's not. It's just a Chinese knockoff in the box and everything, right?
Good luck. It's ridiculous.
Well, like I bought a water pump for my car, when we built the motor to put in it, and the fan started knocking when you first crank it up until it warmed up. Like at low RPM, and the dang shaft, you could take and pull it out about that much. You could wiggle it that much. So
Yeah,
I just found a reman one and put on there because that's garbage, man.
you're better off to do that.
You know what? I avoid the electric fans. That's
Yeah, that's
unless they're the factory stuff. I'm not interested in running an electric fan.
yeah. I don't blame you.
See, I got electric fans and stuff on my car. I bought the whole thing off of Marketplace. I'm assuming it's an eBay item because about once every couple months it fries the fan relay, like it melted the plug and all.
Dang.
And now
Yeah.
you know why I don't like electric fans, because you either burn out the fan, burn out the relays, or burn out your alternator. It's just a matter of time.
But
Well,
if I'm just driving my car normal though, even at 100-degree weather, it doesn't, the fans hardly kick on. It's actually cools pretty well for some reason.
Well, if you got a good clutch fan, I'd just rather run that.
just got to watch your fingers, but I'd rather have one too.
Yeah, this is true. You got to watch them in the electric fans too. It's easy to put your hand over like that.
Now you got to watch that turbo impeller too.
I don't worry about that. I don't have any of those.
Yeah, that's out of the price range.
Oh no, see, you get the Chinese turbos. I have a VS Racing turbo on mine. I guess it's a Chinese turbo. I don't know. But I haven't never had any issues out of it.
Well, as long as it makes turbo noises, I mean, it's probably good, right?
Right. It is till it ain't.
Well, pretty much, yeah. Until you blow your transmission up, then you don't have to worry about your turbo.
Right. Yeah. I will not be the transmission will not be what breaks this year at No Name. I can guarantee you that much.
What do you have in it for transmission now?
It's still got 5-speed in it right now, but I'm finishing up the Turbo 400, and it's got billet everything, 4L80 parts. It's got a trans brake. It's like a $3,000 transmission now.
Oh wow! So okay, why would you go with the Turbo 400 over 4L80?
Because I don't have a controller for the 4L80.
Okay.
If I had the Holley Terminator X Max ECU, I would have went with 4L80. Plus, the converter for a 4L80 starts at like $1,000. So
really,
yeah, they're hard.
So, how much horsepower is this Turbo 400 supposed to be rated for?
He told me at least 800.
is that enough? I think you put out pretty close, if not over that, don't you?
It on 14 pounds, it was making 720.
Dang.
So let's just say I'm turning it up this year. It's going to be making all the boost it'll make. So I'm redone my fuel system, added a second pump, bigger injectors. I'm hoping for at least 800. Turbo is going to that's about all turbo is going to do. 850, it'll be out of it'll quit being efficient. So
yeah.
The car's been 649 in the 8th with a turbo 350 and a crappy converter. I'm hoping to run 599 in the 8th.
Well, that'd be nice. So, question for you: if you were me and you were planning on taking a '67 Pontiac down to No Name Nationals, would you put and Hunter, you're going to have to not answer this because I know what you're going to say.
Mm-hmm.
Now, would you put the 5.3 4L60 in there for reliability and fuel efficiency, or would you do the 6-liter 4L80? Remember, this is about 2,000 miles one way.
I'd probably do the 5.3 4L60. Honestly, if you're not going
That's
to
kind
beat
of
on
what
it
I'm
real
thinking.
hard, the 4L60 is tougher than people. I mean, the way people talk, you like tap them and they lose all the gears. Although I do have one in my garage that has all neutrals, but
Yeah, those ones suck.
Now, what kind of engine's in it now, Mongrels?
Well, the car wasn't originally it's a 283 because it's a Canadian Pontiac, so it was
Yeah.
originally a 283 with a power glide. I changed it to what I thought was a 327 back when I was in high school. I found out later it wasn't a 327; it was a 350 out of a '67 Camaro SS. So I sold that engine to someone with a '67 Camaro SS, even though it was locked up and stuff. They really want the block because it was close to their year car. So it's got nothing in it right now. And that's where I'm like, well, I could just throw a 350 in it and the 2-speed, but if I want to take it down south, then I want something with overdrive and fuel injection and fairly reliable. So I was like, well, I'll just LS swap it with the 5.3 in it. And when I get back, I can look at doing something different with it.
Yeah, 428.
Maybe, you never
he'd
know.
have to find one to take with him because they're not real common up there, are they? Pontiac engines.
No, they're not that common. Like, I mean, I do know where there's a garage full of 455s and 400s, but
Hell, I say
that's
that.
my group of friends, like, because we were all Pontiac people, right? And I forgot more Pontiac stuff than most people know, but those guys are even deeper into it than I am. Like, he's got a 71 Trans Am 455 HO 4-speed, and he's got a 76 with 455 in it, and he's got the Grand. Does he have a Grand Prix? Well, I know he's got a GTO. Yeah, that's been on one of my shorts. It's a 71 GTO, and he's a 400 in it now, but it's getting a 455. So, and then
I
so
mean,
that's all I used to play with was Pontiac, but they got kind of really hard to find, so I kind of moved on from it. Honestly, I still have my '78 Trans Am, and I love it still. I love that 400 4-speed, but I prefer an overdrive transmission, and that's one of the mods I would do to that car in a heartbeat is put an overdrive in it.
you can get a TKX or TKO6 speed for it. I mean, they're pricey, but
Yeah.
I
Well,
talked I talked to Trey Mack and they said that they don't really have anything for me. Their TKO6 speed is only rated for like uh, 700 foot-pounds of torque or something. And he
yeah,
said even at that, they don't recommend, drag racing and banging gears. And I was like, well, then what the hell's the point of spending freaking $5,000 on a transmission if I can't be mean to it?
yeah.
Right.
Well, I think you'll have to go to a Gear Star or something like that. Um, I think that's the name. What am I thinking of? There's a guy up here in Red Deer that's not far from us. They call him the Canadian Chuck Norris. Um, he drives I want to say it's a 65 GTO with a turbocharged 521 in it or something like that.
Dang.
And he's been down to Sick Week with it. Like, he drives it down there.
Yeah, I have a couple buddies up there. The guys that own Black Sheep Industries?
Yeah, that's Kyle. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Kyle and
He's about, I don't know, 8 to 10 hours north of me. He's up
yeah,
in
those are
Fort
a couple
Knox.
buddies of mine. But Kyle's been on Sick Week with him.
Yeah, Kyle went down with him. That's right. Yeah, and I mean that car is gnarly, man. It is an awesome car. I know some guys that know him. I just haven't got up to talk to him yet. So, and it's a stick car, and it is it's fast.
They had some problems with it on the last time that they brought it down,
Yeah,
but
I think he popped one of the head head gaskets or valve or something on it. I can't remember. But
hell, I mean,
he got it fixed and he got it running. And he made the passes.
Mongrels, you gotta try and find me some 4-speed stuff for a 63 B body. 63 to 4 B body.
Yeah, well, I'll see what's up here. I don't know of anything off the top of my head, but
I know y'all Canadians got a lot of it up there.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, there's this one guy, I forget his name. He's got a lot of that stuff up there in Canada. He's hogging it all is what he's doing.
Oh.
But he'll sell some of it sometimes. But
Yeah, well, there's trying to think of that. We got a place up in Edmonton, but I don't think he'd have it. But there's a David Tees, it's called. He's really pricey, but he does nothing but F body cars, pretty much,
mhm.
and it's all every generation.
Well, when you're in Canada and they don't have very much Pontiac stuff, you got to kind of hoard it, you know.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of Pontiac. There was a lot of Pontiac stuff. Like I could go to the pick and pull when I was younger, and we could pull Pontiac engines all day, 400, 455s. Like I mean, and that's what we did. We went out and we got as many out of the junkyard as we could because they were like I don't know, $100 at the time.
Dang.
And you could find them in like some of the bigger cars, and of course the odd Firebird or would go through there or something. But most of them were in kind of the bigger cars. So just go yank a 455 out of it, or
Right.
400 out. And like one of the times I pulled the 350 out to throw in my Trans Am for a little while because I blew up the 400. And then I blew up the 350. I sent a rod through the side of the block, but it still ran. That was impressive.
Oh man, yeah, it's Nick's. I don't know how to say his last name. I will butcher it if I try it. But yeah, those guys. I've been trying to get them to send me a BSI turbo to throw on my car. I'm like, man,
Oh, yeah, have you?
you
Yeah.
just want to sponsor me a Canadian turbo? I'll put it on my car. You know.
Well, I don't know Kyle that well. Otherwise, I'd go put in a word for you.
Oh, I talked to him. I helped. I helped him set up the U.S. sales part of it because, you know, converting from Canadian currency to the U.S. dollar is kind of a pain to get it set up, but we got it set up.
Well, that's good. Right on.
All right,
Easy.
remember everybody, head over to Irish Outlaw Garage when we're done here for cars and cussing. I'd say he probably is cussing about his
I'd
car
say
still.
he's probably cussing quite a bit right about now. Yeah.
Probably is.
I bet he's not cussing that Pontiac wagon though.
Well, that thing's
No.
probably fine. Yeah, DD's Speed Shop is he's out east of me about 10 hours. He's maybe a little more than that. He's in Manitoba.
That's practically neighbors in Canada though, isn't it?
No. No, that's like, well, no, he must be more than 10 hours because you got to go through Saskatchewan. I'm pretty close to the Saskatchewan border, but Saskatchewan's not that.
So
wide.
we had that guy from Australia on here a couple weeks ago, and talking to him off air, man, it's crazy the amount of rules and regulations that they have down there.
Yeah.
I'm like, there is no way I could live in a place like that.
No, I'm surprised they get away with as much as they do, honestly, because they are so locked down on their cars. But it's the same in the UK too, right? You can't modify your vehicles.
I know.
That's so stupid.
That's why I like America.
Yeah, but
Well, like
it's coming here too. It's coming here. It's coming to the States. Like don't kid yourself, because I think we just implemented a new, or we're looking at it, where registrations are for anything that's 15 years or older. They're gonna like make the registration 8 times higher than a
yeah,
new.
because they want you to buy new cars.
Because they want you to. Well, they want to do what you guys did a while back, where you did the scrap your car program, basically.
Oh, cash for clunkers.
Yeah, somebody needs shot for that crap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you.
Well, your
Well,
prime minister's kind of a.
Oh yeah, Mr. Trudeau. Yeah, that guy's.
Please do not get me started on a live podcast. Okay, you want to talk off air? Okay, we'll do that.
Well, I'm sure we agree on many things about that man.
Yeah, and I bet you're big fans of the puppet you got too.
No.
Yeah,
No, his puppet people can't even keep him upright.
I know. That string's broken. Get another.
He's got hairy legs.
It's a joke, man.
It's so embarrassing. Like, I go, anyway, no, don't do it. Don't do it. You got
So
to put a
used
nickel on
to
me. I got to get going.
we could rag on y'all, but now we can't.
No, we're no better. All right, guys. Thanks for coming on.
Oh yeah, thanks for having us on. That's
Yeah.
great.
Appreciate it.
I enjoy the show. So it's too bad Buff's busy, but it gave us an opportunity to say hi.
Well, unfortunately, when Buff's busy, that means like, but you want Buff to have a slow day at work. That means,
Yeah,
people's
people
healthy.
want
When he's busy, then it's. Where's Dean from? Isn't he from
Down
across the
under.
pond? I thought he was across the pond somewhere. I thought he was from like. Oh, hell, I don't remember. I know he's from across the pond somewhere.
I thought, I thought he was down under too. I think kind of a punter there on that one.
Dean, where are you from? Tell us real quick.
Yeah, go ahead and send us the credit card information too, Dean.
Yeah, New Zealand.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he's from New Zealand.
Oh, yeah, that's not good that we call him an Aussie then.
They get mad about that, man, and it's the same place.
Aussies don't like being called Kiwis, and the New Zealanders don't like being called Aussies.
Yeah. Anyway, well, thanks for coming on, guys. Kept me entertained. I was about to
Thanks
be
for
Biden and
entertaining us,
lost
Ray.
all over the place. So you guys helped me get through the show.
Well, it's greatly appreciated. It's a great show you guys have, so I try to catch it when I can, man.
All right, guys. Everybody head on over and check out Irish Outlaw, the Cars and Cussing. And thanks for stopping by. Let me see here. Hold on. See if I can do this. Oh, no, I don't know where the outro clip is. Oh, here's the power. Look at that.
He figured it out.
Anyway, everybody have a good
Stream's
night.
not crashed.
Yeah, have a good one, everyone.